Subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss an update from First Post.
Hi everyone, welcome to It's a Wrap. Today we're here with Anushka Sharma and Katrina Kaif. Hi guys, welcome to the show. I know it's been a very long and tiring day, so we'll start with a quick game to lift some spirits. Don't call it cliched again, okay?
Is it a rapid fire?
It's not a rapid fire. It's frequently asked questions of the internet about you guys. So, Anushka, we'll start with the hows for you. How tall is Anushka Sharma in feet?
Oh, it would be like what? Like
five
six,
something. Yeah, 5'9".
5'9".
Okay.
Yeah.
How much did Anushka Sharma's wedding lehenga cost? This I want to know.
I think those are like deeply personal information which I would not like to reveal.
Okay. How much does Anushka Sharma charge per film?
Again, very personal.
Hectic questions.
Sensitive contact. Katrina, yours. How tall is Katrina Kaif?
5'9".
Same to same. How much is Katrina Kaif's net worth?
Very personal
But ये तो
information
online
that I
होता
would not
है.
like to share, right?
ये तो online होता है.
So, matlab, it's not
No,
nothing
no.
online is always true, by the way.
Yeah.
This is fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Personal information.
How did Katrina Kaif lose weight?
From which time?
Why do you-
When did
This
I?
is like the third most top question on
Wow.
the
I just
internet.
want to know
Where
when
is-
did she ever have weight to lose? That's my
Well, it's
question.
interesting that this question is there. I've tweaked my physique for different things at different times with different ways, but honestly, 90% of the time, it's just through exercise and not too much through diet.
Okay. The does. Does Anushka Sharma have a tattoo?
No,
Does Anushka Sharma eat non-veg?
no.
Does Anushka Sharma sing?
Sure.
Yes.
In the shower.
Katrina, and I don't know why this was there, but this is the top question for this. Does Zayn Malik like Katrina Kaif?
Finally, I get a
Katrina,
cool question.
I just want to tell you-
Finally, I get a cool question.
I
Yay!
typed that question.
A billion times over.
Me. I want to know.
Every day.
I want to know if
Morning and
Zayn
night.
Malik likes you. It's the burning question in my heart.
If you find the answer for that, do let me know.
I shall try my hardest. I'll
Please
send out
do.
a search post.
Yes.
Okay. Does Katrina Kaif understand Hindi?
Yes.
Does
Wow.
again? Does Katrina Kaif have a child?
Wow. I hope to.
What
one
is
day,
this?
God willing.
I think your questions are...
Yeah. This is
No.
a bizarre.
No,
This is a parallel universe
You
internet
literally
going
have to go
on.
to Google and type "Does Katrina Kaif" and this will
No,
be the
but
third
this is
thing.
a
There's a parallel universe going on where Zayn Malik is my boyfriend and I have a child.
Which you managed to hide
Fantastic.
for like... I don't know, how many years have you been working for?
So let's. Why don't we tweak this around a little bit? Zayn Malik, not bad.
Yeah.
Having a child, definitely would like to, God willing, someday.
So, what makes you both tick as an actor?
I think different things have driven me. I take the word tick as driven. I think different things have driven me over the years at different times. I think you keep changing as a person, right? Like your maturity, your emotional maturity, your intelligence, where your focus is at also. That keeps changing in life. So I think at different times, different things drive you. What drove me in the beginning, I know very clearly, is not at all what drives me now. In the middle, my focus was somewhere else. So I think what drives you keeps changing. So what drives me right now is really what I'm learning and what I'm being able to discover new at work and at the workplace. So whether it's working with new people, working with a new team, different other aspects of my craft that I'm trying to learn and trying to gain more knowledge about. That for me is really what's making me feel happy and inspired as a person, when I spend the day feeling that I've learned something a little bit new.
Right. And Anushka, what about you?
For me, it's to see something unique in a story and to work with people who are trying to create something uniquely entertaining. And when I work with such people, I see a great amount of passion and I see a great amount of like novelty in what they're trying to do creatively. When your thought is not original and you're just doing something which you feel like has worked and you want to like replicate that, I think to me that can be very boring. So when I'm working with people who are passionately trying to create like interesting things, like what happened with Zero also, like how Anand Rai had this kind of vision for a film like this, and he is trying to do something very, very different with the movie. That really motivates me, because I feel like then you're working with a set of people who are passionate about what they do. So I feel like I feel very nice when I work with passionate people.
And what is it that you both look for in a script, and what is something that can never be compromised on? Anushka, you want to take this one first?
The story, obviously. I think the story is most important. What the film is trying to say. Does it have a new message? Is it kind of reflecting on something that is very current and can be understood by a lot of people? I think to me that's something that I always want to see in a movie. Or is it a very, very different story? Is it going to kind of click with people in a unique fashion? That's something. So you can, I mean, but ultimately what I'm trying to say is it's always the story. It's always the film. And then for me, do I have something different to do in this one? Am I going to be able to reinvent myself as an actor? Because my endeavor is always to, do roles that you feel surprised by each time. You see me on screen. Like, I want people to kind of feel like, okay, I did something very new, because that's what actually ultimately excites me also.
What about you, Katrina? Should I repeat the question? I've forgotten the question. What do you look for?
See, I have a really good answer in my defense. I was so engrossed in what Anushka was saying.
Defense? You're not in a trial.
But the fact that I forgot the question. I was really engrossed in her answer. Like, I was genuinely listening to her answer, that I got lost in her words and I forgot the question. Please tell me.
What do you look for in a script?
Yes.
And is there something that cannot be compromised?
For me, I don't know if it's called looking in a script, but for me, the most important thing when I hear a script is this a film that I would watch? If it's not a film I would watch, I don't want to do it. Maybe that's a bad quality. I don't know, that I cannot tweak that, but it has to be a film that I would think at least that I would want to watch. The outcome is not always, in our control. But on hearing the film, does it seem like this is a film that I would like to go and watch? When you hear a character which is well written, which you relate to as a woman, which you relate to, and you admire, or you like that character, you like the way she is, or the way her personality is, then there's nothing like that. I mean, that's the most wonderful feeling when you hear that.
Right.
You actually feel something like. It excites you. You get that feeling, that wow, this is something that I want to get a chance to portray.
Right. Okay. Anushka, how did you research for this role, and what was your preparation for it? And on an aside, I want to say that we're shooting this on World Disability Day, so I think that's an incredible coincidence.
Yeah. Actually, a lot of the research for this character was brought to me by Himanshu and Anand sir. So they had met up with a lot of doctors and understood the limitations that my character would have physically, and they always kept one thing in check, which was to keep her personality, who she is as a person, apart from her disability, always the forefront of how the audience would see her, because that's the way she sees herself also. So they had done all the research and met with doctors, like I said, and when they came to me, I was pretty convinced that this is a responsible way of showing this character. So I just had to then work with the right people, which was an audiologist and occupational therapist, who helped me understand how this condition would affect this person, and therefore what I would have to do physically in terms of my body language or in terms of my speech. How would that affect me in playing this person? And that was a process that I spent a lot of time understanding, and I think hopefully I have done it truthfully. I tried my best to do it truthfully.
It did look like that. And you spent a lot of time, your whole time on set in a wheelchair, I read.
Yeah,
right?
Because that really is an extension of, for her, that's really how she gains her independence from. And that was very important to show, because she's a very independent person like that. And it had to become an extension of my body, really. So I spent a lot of time on set, on the wheelchair. I wouldn't even go to the monitor to check shots. Paise also I don't do that, but here I was making an extra effort to really just be in. After a while, I just became comfortable. I went into this sort of like a Zen space of being in my own space and really like being in Afia's world.
Right. Katrina, you've been a part of some huge productions in the recent years, and inadvertently they end up doing insanely well at the box office. So are pre-release jitters still something you feel at this stage?
Nowadays especially, maybe not before, actually not before. This is like now in the recent past, last few years. expended all my stress and all my worry and everything that I could possibly do, at least to my capabilities, in the film during the making of the film and while the film is shooting and the post-production or whatever it is. And then after that, once your work is done, once that backup, you know, for you to contribute to the film is called, then I genuinely actually don't. Of course, what there is there's an excitement to know your response. Like, I want to know your response. I want to know everyone's response, what they feel about it, because that's ultimately what we work for. It's not our opinion. We work for that. We want to know that what we have to say connect with the audience. That, of course, is, I wouldn't call it stress though. Like, that's our exam that we have to know, did we pass, did we fail? But the energy expenditure, I'm quite, you know, clear that I expend that, all that, everything, your mind thinking, what can you do, how can this be any different, during the making of the film, before you get on set, in the nights before the scene, for the shoot for the scene the next day, you know, when there's still something you can do about it. So that's what I think, that's when you feel also that I gave it my best.
Alright guys, it's been a pleasure having you guys here.